everybody, Steven Morales here. Quick video on home workout that you can do specifically for your hamstrings and your glutes. Now, you're going to need a stability ball for this and a office chair. And I'm going to assume that at this point most people have an office chair at their house. If not, this is something that you can do at work if you have it at work. It's going to seem a little bit odd if you do it, but you can do it there. Now, first thing that we're actually going to do is with the stability ball here. So what you're going to do, we're going to place our legs up on this. I'm going to put kind of midpoint of my calf on here. I don't want to put my whole leg on here. So feet, a little bit of the calves on there. I'm flat, hands are back like this. And what I'm going to do is I'm essentially going to pick my butt up off the ground, and then I'm going to curl hamstrings in like this, and then I'll extend out. Two variations that you can do on this. The first one is that my hips would stay up the whole time as I do these. Okay, a little bit harder. Hamstrings don't get a break when I do this. The other variation, a little bit easier, is that I can bring my hamstrings up, I can do the rep, I can push back out, and then I can set my butt down. A little bit more time consuming, but for somebody that wants to scale this movement, it's a good way to go because it gives you that rest. Because holding this up, one of the things that makes this a little bit more difficult or challenging is that this ball moves, right? So as I curl in and then push out, because it's a circle, right? It's a bubble. It's moving all over the ground, which is good for activation for the hamstrings. I actually really like this when comparing it to a machine or something like that. I just feel this a little bit more. So that's the first exercise that you're going to do. For this, I want you to do 15 reps, okay? Either variation. Now, after that, you're going to do hip ups. Most people do hip ups at this point. Hands flat right here. I'm going to come up, and for this is more glute specific. I'm going to squeeze my butt, and then I'm going to come back down, okay? For this, I'm going to do 15. Now, a way that you could scale this if you wanted to make it more difficult would be to do one leg, where my leg is up in the air. I could come up. It's going to make this more difficult on that one. Now, if you're going to do a split like that, you can do 10 to 15 per side for that, right? One more little extra bit that you could do is that you could come up and you could actually adduct, right? I could come to the top here, and I could do my 10, right? Let's say 10 hip ups, and then I could actually adduct one leg, keeping this top position. I could pull that knee out. And I'm just going to do this one side for 10, and then I'll do the other side for 10, right? That is another variation that you could do. So you have the three options that you can do. Choose something that's going to challenge you, right? Don't just do the regular one if that's too easy for you. You can do the one leg, or you can do the other one that has the three different variations where you're going to adduct, or essentially bring that knee out, right? So I'll come up and I'll bring just the one knee out for 10, and then I'll do the other one for 10. This is really good if you have a band at home too, like a loop band that you can actually put up on your legs. That's going to give you some resistance with that. And then the last thing I'm going to have you do is actually with the desk chair over here. You're going to sit at the edge of this, and this one's a little bit odd, but once I'm here, I'm going to drive off my heels, and I'm essentially going to pull my body forward like this. A little bit harder on the carpet, so a little bit more resistance, but I'm essentially pulling my body forward using those hamstrings, right? You could do a set distance, one direction, and then you could do the other way. Notice that I'm going off the heel, not necessarily my foot flat. I don't really have traction that way. Here, and I have to kind of bump to get that momentum, but once I get that momentum, I can pull forward like this. I do have to lean my body forward a little bit just so I can get that leverage on it. A little bit easier if you're doing it on hardwood floors or something like that. But this, and I'll finish this out right now, like just this little bit right here, ooh, killer for the hamstrings, okay? So we did our ham curls off the stability ball, we did our glute bridge or our hip ups for the glutes, and then we did our ham curls off of the chair right here. So you're gonna do those three, pick and scale those variations, and then you're going to do 3 rounds on this. Let's say you don't have this though, okay? You just happen to not have a chair. What I would recommend would either be just to do lunges, right? We could do our lunges like this, whichever variations, forward stepward, backward stepping, right here, cross under, whichever ones you want to do. Or you can do a frog squat. Frog squat is a little bit different, but you're going to take the outside part of your arms, put them on the inside part of the legs, and then I'm going to drive off the heels, straighten there. I'm going to stretch those hamstrings, right? Eventually what I'm going to burn out too, though, is my quads. So it's kind of like a bonus on this one. So you could do that also. Just make sure that your feet stay flat on that. So this has been a quick at-home glute slash hip series slash hamstring series that you can do with kind of minimal equipment. Get your 3 rounds on that. If you have any questions or comments, please do that below. I hope this video helps with your at-home workout program. Thanks for watching.